What's up, everyone? This is Cyberknight 8610, and today have some Yu-Gi-Oh news for you guys. The OCG ban list has been revealed, so that is, of course, the Japanese ban list. Of course, this is an R ban list, the TCG one, and all that too. We talked about that. What has that been? Few weeks ago, about to say almost a month, something like that. Anyway, you may be wondering why talk about this ban list and all that too. And the last time I did more like OCG, like ban list news and stuff too, it didn't do too well on my channel because I think less and less people really care as much since we have two separate lists. But I think it's worth talking about this list because there's some pretty big changes. Like, their ban list is pretty crazy on this. Like, it hits everything. Like, Tenpai were hit. Yubel was hit pretty hard on this. Snake Eyes as well. Fiendsmith getting hit pretty good. You have Dragon Rulers at full power, because unlimited on all of them. You have, let's see, even Dryden and Masterpiece coming back. I mean, there's some pretty notable stuff. Even MAXX got hit for them. And if you don't know, MAXX is at 3 for them, even on Master Duels at 3, but not for us in the TCG. So this could mean, too, that the OCG could be losing MAXX as well, and it makes me wonder if Master Duel might, too. So, yeah, let's just go ahead and go through this and talk about it, and let me know, too, if you want me to talk about this more in the future as well, because I find it interesting, because this could hint towards big changes for us, because normally things happen in Japan before us. I mean, even on, obviously, the sets and stuff, but on ban lists as well. So, Masterpiece could also be coming back for us. We could also be getting Zodiac Dryden. I mean, you never know. We'll talk about that, okay? So, first off, cards that are forbidden, banned. You can't use them anymore. We have Beatrice, Lady of the Eternal. So, yeah, that, I think, happened on our list, too. So, nothing too surprising, because Fiendsmith and everything, that got hit. I mean, same difference. There's not really much to say on that one. So, banned, can't use that. Limited, this is where it gets more interesting. We have Zodiac Dryden, Masterpiece, then even Dragoon. Of course, here I'll say the full names actually. Masterpiece, the Drew Draco Slaying King, then Red Eyes Dark Dragoon. We have Snatch Steel, Dibel Star Black Witch, Snake Eyes Popular, then Tenpai Dragon Tundra, Phantom of Yubel, Fiendsmith Engraver, Fiendsmith Tract, and Bonfire. So, yeah, that's a lot of cards from the meta, just like bam, 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 you know, just gone. And yes, Dragoon was actually banned for Japan. We've still had it. You don't see it as much here. I think Branded is still like one of the main decks besides like, you know, some forms of Dark Magician or Red Eyes that use it, but yeah. So, kind of surprising to actually see that back, and Masterpiece, because those are like two of the probably strongest boss monsters out there. So yeah, we'll talk more about it here in a second. I want to get through the list first. Semi-limited, that means all of these went to 2, okay? We have Eva, which is something we kind of saw. We saw it at 1 on our list. Speedroid Terror Top, a Dino Wrestler Prankatops, then M. X-Saber Invoker, Luster Pendulum the Draco Slayer, Gold Sarcophagus, Fusion Destiny, Branded Opening, MAXX, Nightmare Throne, and Gozen Match. So all of those are now at 2, which I said, you know, MAXX is probably the most notable on that one too, so pretty interesting. And then unlimited, that means you can use 3 of these, you know, they're just back at full power. Okay, we have all 4 Dragon Rulers. So that means you have Blaster, Redox, Tidal, and Tempest just back at it, which is kind of interesting. Hadn't happened in a while. Perform Mage Plush Fire, Spiral Quick Fix, Divine Arsenal AA Zeus Sky Thunder, Magi Spectre Unicorn Kurin, Regeki, My Friend Pearly, and Lightning Storm. So all of those are at 3. Okay, now that we've gone through the list with a little bit extra talking, let's talk about my opinions on it and stuff too, okay? So, the limited stuff, because the banned stuff, like I said, it's pretty much essentially the same thing, you know, like, that happened for us. There's not much to say there. Alright, so, Dryden and Masterpiece are the 2 bigger ones that came back off this list. Both very powerful cards. Zodiac getting Dryden back means that we will probably see Zodiac again in the OCG. Honestly, one of my more hated archetypes, I'll be honest here, but trying not to be unbiased and all too, it's a pretty big change. It's a scary change too, because Dryden is one of those really annoying monsters, powerful monsters out there, and yeah, seeing that back like that is honestly a little bit scary. Masterpiece coming back, that's something we haven't seen for quite a while. I want to say several years now. It's one of my friend's like favorite cards, and he's been saying for a while, you know, which I assume too, eventually it's gonna come off the ban list. It was gonna, you know, at least be limited. And I could see it maybe even slowly coming back. I mean, Diagram is another situation though too, that if we have that at full power with it, yeah. I mean, because Masterpiece really is one of the strongest, like, boss monsters out there. It's one of those that is really tough to get rid of. Nowadays, we have kaijus and stuff, too. There are ways, but it's still a tough one to deal with. I mean, you know, if we start seeing things like Dragoon and Masterpiece off the list, will we start seeing more kaijus again? Because really, we don't see too many decks run kaijus, I feel like, anymore. You don't see, like, Sphere Mode as much anymore and that kind of stuff either. So it kind of makes me wonder if we might start seeing that a little more. But with both of these now limited and the OCG, you never know. I mean, I could see Dryden and Masterpiece coming back for us as well. And of course, like I said, Dragoon we already have, actually, at 1. We just don't really talk about it as much anymore. Still a good card, honestly. Just the top decks currently really weren't using it. Because, yeah, they, you know, were using other things. And they had as much room as they did. Snatch Steal, I think that happened with us too, that we got Snatch Steal back. So that's really not much to talk about. It's still a good card. So, yeah. Snatch Steal's always like one of those that's good. Then let's just talk about the Snake Eyes, you know, basically the Fiendsmith Snake Eyes and stuff even, because Dibelstar and then, of course, Snake Eye Popular getting limited to 1. That's pretty cool. Honestly, I'm kind of tired of Snake Eyes, I gotta be honest. I don't think the deck is, like, extremely as broke anymore, especially, you know, it got hit a few times for us now, too, but yeah, it's kind of nice to see it kind of get put back in check. And I was kind of wondering anyway, like, I feel like Dibelstar will probably get hit for us after this Bonanza pack comes out, because we know 100% already that the Rarity Collection Bonanza that's coming out in November, I believe, it said it's going to have a reprint of Dibelstar. So I kind of figure after that, we're going to see hits happen to her as well. So, yeah, they're finally like, okay, we're going to see a change in meta. And even, I guess, Bonfire is really part of that, too. I mean, Bonfire is in the Mega 10s, may not be the easiest to get, or, excuse me, Anniversary 10s. Same difference, but, yeah, it's technically Anniversary 10s. But, yeah, I mean, they're kind of going for that. Fiendsmith getting hit, I'm kind of surprised to that level. I mean, Tract being to 1, and then, of course, the Fiendsmith himself being to 1 is... wow, I'm surprised they did it kind of thing. I'm not saying it didn't deserve it, but it's interesting, especially when we see like the Fiendsmith, like the female one that's coming out in the next set. She's like the succubus or whatever. Yeah, she's going to be expensive for us. Waifu card and good card for Fiendsmith. So we'll probably see this hit later on. It could be our next list. I don't even know when we're supposed to get our next list. I don't even know if Konami knows that either. We'll have to see. I don't know if they've even said. But, yeah, they kind of want us to move on from Fiendsmith, it looks like. Tenpai even getting a big hit, too. I mean, one of their main monsters, which one was it again? Chandra getting hit is really interesting. I'm kind of surprised that Tenpai went as long as it did, because it was like fairly budget for being a meta deck, and those don't always last as long, I feel like. So, yeah, I was a little bit more surprised they went as long as they did, so I could see that possibly happening for us as well. And even Phantom of Yubel. Yeah, Yubel's had its day in the sun as well, and them going after that fusion, I mean, that is probably like one of the craziest cards for Yubel. That fusion monster was a game changer for them. That limit will probably knock them down a little bit too. I don't know the exact meta on OCG, because, you know, obviously we don't play OCG meta, but I don't think we're going to see Yubel do as much as it was over there. And it's like ruling Master Duel right now, and does still really good over here too in TCG. Alright, semi-limited. Eva coming back. That one doesn't really surprise me. Like I said, I think that was limited for us on our previous list, and I think the previous list for Japan, it was limited, if I remember correctly. So it's probably going to be one of those where it's going to slowly come off the list. Terratop, I think, was kind of a similar thing. And, of course, too, we're getting all that new Speedroid support, so I feel like that's kind of like, hey, let's sell some Speedroids, you know? So that happens on that. I mean, a lot of these aren't too worth talking about, I feel like. I feel like Invoker, you know, it's kind of one of those two that's slowly kind of getting to come back. Prankatops, which is a good card coming back, and all that. The ones that are worth, I feel like, really talking about, though, are, of course, MAXX and Nightmare Throne. MAXX getting hit could mean that they're going to start phasing out, which I kind of think they will. I think soon enough, we're not going to see MAXX in anything anymore. I really do. I know some people think the contrary, because we do know that MAXX is getting reprinted technically, you know, in Speed Duels, so in the TCG, but I don't think they're going to give us MAXX. I really don't. I think they're going to give us Mulcharmy. Like, those little Mulcharmy dudes, I think those are our MAXXs from now on. So I think they're going to phase them out in the OCG and all that too, and boom. That's what's going to happen. So that's what I think. I mean, I'm not Konami, so my word is worth just as much as yours, I guess. But I think that's what's going to happen. I think next list we'll probably see OCG either just ban MAXX or limit it to 1, which is, I mean, I don't think many people will probably run it if it's at 1, and just phase it out slowly kind of thing. So, yeah. Nightmare Throne, though, whew, Yubel got hit twice pretty good. Nightmare Throne was another game changer, like Phantom of Yubel, for Yubel, and yeah, it getting hit, they're tired of Yubel. that's what that's saying to me. I mean, really, they're tired of Snake Eyes, they're tired of Fiendsmith, and they're tired of Yubel, is what this list is telling me over there. And they're like, okay, build something else, you guys. That's what it feels like, essentially. So I feel like those are the ones that are most worth talking about for semi-limited. Now for the unlimited stuff, I mean, a lot of it also is like, okay, we can give these a break now, kind of like with Spiral. Plushfire, of course, got the errata. Zeus, I don't think many people run 3 of Zeus anyway, but there you go. Same with like Kurin, Regeki, Lightning Storm. It's all the same on that. But Dragon Rulers. Dragon Rulers all to 3 is pretty cool. Pretty cool to see. I don't know if I ever thought this would happen again, because, man, I remember back in the heyday of Dragon Rulers, these cards were very powerful. I mean, I thought you'd have to play in past formats to really get this kind of power from them again. And I mean, the game's changed so much, unfortunately and fortunately at the same time, that full power Dragon Rulers isn't really full power Dragon Rulers anymore either. I do feel like, you know, nowadays with all the things we have now, I mean, we have more broken stuff than Dragon Rulers to really worry about, but it is cool to see them back, and yeah, I think they'll actually do pretty well. I kind of think, which I have no proof on this, this is just me speculating, I kind of think we might see something, like some kind of new support for Dragon Rulers, honestly, because there's so much hype with them lately and new stuff. I think over here in the TCG, we're going to get them back at 3 as well, each, and they'll probably be in that Bonanza set as well. Like, I think that's how we're going to get some quarter century ones. Again, I don't know any insider stuff. I haven't opened the set, nothing. I know nothing about it. I know as much as you guys do. But, that's kind of my guess. Like, I think that's what's going to happen. So, yeah. What do you guys think? I mean, in this long-winded explanation and my thoughts, what do you guys think about this list? Do you like it more than our list? Do you not like it? I like it more than probably the list that we got, to be very honest, but they are essentially, I feel like, a year or at least half a year ahead of us, of course, in the OCG, like, even in terms of meta and everything. So, this could be our future, pretty easy. So let me know what you guys think, of course, down below. I will have a link to this. This is on Ready for Duel on Facebook, so I'm using their visual representation, and then the organization has the written version too, so if you want to go through that, there you go. So that's why I'm using both, in case I forget a name. But yeah, thank you for watching. Let me know if you want to see more of this kind of stuff in the future. Like and subscribe, and of course I will. Catch you guys later. See ya.